Different dogs have different kinds of hair. My dog, on his face, has hair that's kind of like, I'd say it doesn't really curl up or knot up, but then up here, he's got a lot of fine hair that knots up. And on his body, he's got very coarse hair, but underneath it, he's got that fine, fluffy undercoat. So, different dogs have different kinds of hair. So what I'm showing you to do in this video is for probably more of a poodle-y type coat than a dog that would have more of maybe like a retriever type coat. So, pay attention to what kind of coat your dog has so that you can care for it appropriately. Sometimes it's to my advantage that he's watching squirrels out the window, so I can brush him in places or comb him in places that normally might be a little hard to get to. So even though you can see he's got a lot of dark hair, all this fluff is his undercoat, his fine undercoat, the part that gets matted. So, see, that's his fine undercoat that's pulling out loose hairs. It's not hurting him. He's busy watching squirrels. So I'm combing him in little sections until I can do this and the comb does not get stuck. I already combed this side on him a whole bunch, so I can run that comb all the way through. I have some more to do here. Now that you've had all that brushing or that combing, just gonna kind of do this and you were such a good boy. So let me show y'all something. If I take the comb, I've got all of that undercoat off, the loose stuff. Now, there's a little, every once in a while, there'll be a place where the comb doesn't go straight through. So that means that there's some more that needs to come out. Of course, when I started brushing him this morning, I had to do little sections, and sometimes I had to, like hold the hair like this and get knots out, and until I got to the point where I can put that comb all the way down in. Now, I am not doing his entire, like everything, legs and tail and paws and ears and head and face and all that. You can see there's still some places that I need to work on. I'm not going to finish it all today. Because, see, that needs to be brushed out more. I'm using a comb, I'm saying brush, but anyway, same thing. And I'm finding that when I use the comb, I can actually get all this stuff out. If I use the slicker brush, it gets some of it out, but it doesn't get all of it out. I don't have, now this is my personal opinion, I don't have as much control, you know, like I can't do small sections with the slicker brush, like especially, you know, with the tail. And I feel like that slicker brush, you know, all these little spikes are sticking into him. I feel like it tends to irritate his skin more so than using the comb. And of course here, you know, I'm doing a little bit of pulling, but if it gets too much, then I hold his skin because, you know, I want to get the knots out of the hair. I don't want to pull, dogs have very loose skin, and I certainly don't want to be pulling his skin. You know, I want to be pulling the hair, not the skin. Couldn't get him to stand still for an after picture, so it's a little out of focus, but if you compare the tails in the two pictures, you'll see the difference between the, you know, sort of stringy and curly places and the fluffy places. So what will happen is he will soon curl up again when we go outside or as he kind of rolls around in the house, but he's not going to have all those loose, fine hairs underneath that are going to tangle and mat up and form, you know, little balls and knots and stuff, possibly with, you know, dirt or little pieces of twig or leaves or lint or whatever stuck in them, which can then irritate his skin. And then also, you know, it's that much harder to comb or brush them out later. So I probably am 2/3 of the way done with combing him. I'll do some more tomorrow or the next day to finish up. And, you know, if he starts getting irritated on a certain area that I'm combing, I move on to another one, you know, because eventually I'll get everything. But I want it for him to be a positive experience, and it's very relaxing for me to do. It's good for the health of your dog.